Hi there and welcome to the Reading and District Angling Association June Fisheries video feedback. We've got lots of news, we've got some announcements. We're also putting up with what is apparently today the warmest ever June on record. Farnham Flint apparently this afternoon will be hotter than Mexico or Barbados. So forgive us if we sweat a bit, but hopefully you'll enjoy some of the great fish and some of the really good news that we've got to share with you. So let's crack on with it. Fisheries report then, Del. So I can't move on social media without images of you being interviewed about the hatchery. What's been going on?
Yeah, fame at last. We had our big release earlier on in the month, so sort of it's right at the forefront of everybody's minds. We put in around about 40,000 6-week-old fry. They went in 3 locations, one up sort of towards the top end of the river up at Chamber House, one sort of a little bit further down at Brimpton, and the other lot at our Lower Benyons Red section. So there was 40,000 odd fry and probably about 1,000, 1,200 year old fish, which range from anything from about 4 to sort of 6 inches.
Well, we'll stick the video up now because we were very lucky, weren't we, to get Lawrence Hanger from Fish Flicks to kind of record the releases,
Yep.
Which is great. It's always good to get that material out there. That certainly encourages donations and
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
And then Martin Bowler came and did a really big interview. How did that go?
Yeah. Well, to be fair, it went okay. It's quite good. I mean, if you're not a subscriber of Fish Flicks, I suggest you do it. It's about £8 a month, something like that. And it's more of an interview. It's not a sort of how-to guide. So it's more of an interview about me and sort of what drives me and what's driven us to do what we're doing. So it's a real good insight into sort of not so much the sort of fishy side, but sort of the whys.
Yeah. No, I mean, it certainly went down well, and it's great to have that Lawrence and Martin involved and have that quality coverage. Just so people know, we've done a half-year report on the hatchery, which I'm hoping to get up on our website this week, so that goes into some detail of the sort of 1,000 to 1,200 mature fish that we put in, and you'll see them going in the clips. We were quite surprised what proportion there were of barbel. When we looked in the tank, it really looked like 50-50, but it was nearer 70-30 barbel to chub, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's it. I mean, one of the things in the hatchery that we're sort of quite sort of adamant about is we don't handle them. We sort of anything, whenever we move them within the system, they're always siphoned out and this, that and the other. We don't net them, we don't sort of handle them in any way, shape or form, because the more you do that, the more they die. So we sort of, the end of last year, or say sort of this time last year, we just put a load of fry into one of the bigger tanks in there and said, right, we're going to grow those on. And I'll be perfectly honest, I thought we had, you know, sort of like a 60-40 split in favour of chub. Because the chub, obviously, we're sort of mid-water to the top.
So when you look in the tank, you see them, don't you?
Yeah, that's it. But the reality was, it was probably 60-40 barbel, you know.
I think more.
Yeah, it was quite an eye-opener, to be honest. I was quite shocked.
Cracking little barbel.
I mean, they're perfection in miniature, aren't they? They're brilliant.
Well, so look, if anyone does catch one of our little babies, please let us know. We'd rather you didn't. We'd rather they were left alone for a couple of years, but I'm sure a few will come out.
No sticking hooks in my fish.
There you go. Right, let's move on. Jim, while we were messing around at the hatchery, Jim was out there in that heat.
Yes, he was sweating his proverbials off, him and Eddie. Yeah, hard work, as always. There's a hell of a lot of venues that we have to do. And the thing that's really interesting and really, really nice to hear is we've had some feedback from some of the guys on the waters that we are now sharing. And part of the deal we sort of struck in order to share these were we would go in and we would swim. And they've been, you know, the members have been absolutely over the moon with what we've done.
Is this LAA or
Jollies? Both.
LAA and Jollies?
Yeah, both. And, you know, they've all commented on, oh, wow, this hasn't been done for years, da-di-da-di-da, fair play, la-la. Well, that's what we do, you know. So, yeah, Jim and Eddie, well done. Really, really good job.
And the pictures we put up are of Beat 3, South Stoke, which is one you were talking about, Lower Benyons and the Loddon at Whistling Mill. I mean, when you're trying to stream 40-odd waters, it's a hell of a job, but that's what happens when you're a big club.
Yeah, that's it. You know, we've got the facilities, we've got the manpower. That's what we do.
Talking of shared water, I've got an announcement. I wasn't able to get it in for the last video, but as members who love fishing the Thames, as I do, particularly in the winter for the chub and later on in the summer for the roach, we have a stretch up at Sandford, which we have a shared water arrangement with Livermore on the other bank. But below our car park, going down towards Radley, is a lovely stretch of water owned by the Abingdon and Oxford Alliance. Well, it seems pretty ridiculous that we don't have a cooperation between all three clubs who've got a couple of miles of fishing downstream of Sandford Weir. So we've now got it. Alliance members can fish Reading District water up there and fish Littlemore water. Littlemore and Reading can fish the Alliance waters and vice versa. So have a look at the maps. A bit later on, get yourself up to Sandford when the roach are having it. It's cracking head and tear fishing, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's a nice venue, to be fair, as well. You know, it's nice up around that way, and there's plenty of fish to be caught up there.
Yeah, and chub fishing in the winter is particularly good. In fact, you and I stood at the weir when they were spawning one time.
Yeah, there was a few in there.
Big old donkeys, wasn't
there?
Yeah,
there was a few in there, definitely. But always close season. You know, rivers look brilliant, and you see loads of fish, and then they look at their calendar on June the 16th and disappear.
There you go. So we're really pleased to be working with the Alliance, and again, more fishing opportunities for our members on the Thames, and we are, of course, continuing to work on other options, and when those come to fruition, you'll be the first to know. What else have we got, Del? Oh yeah, Better Fishing Academy. We haven't got any academy sessions due in the month of July, but the Bible session with Kev Hargreaves and the guys is booked up fully, I'm afraid, on August the 20th. There might be the odd vacancy for the stick float session on August the 9th. Haven't yet decided where on the Kennet we're going to go. We are getting some quite good reports through at Seal at the moment.
Yes,
Chublet, Dace and Roach, aren't we?
Yeah, a couple of the sort of Kennet stalwarts, if you like, have been out, and they've been having some good afternoon sessions, might have you down there, and yeah, I mean it's worth a go. You know, just pick your times. That's the thing. Pick your times.
Cloudy day.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely. And lastly, of course, the open day. Put the posters up, put the programme up. A hell of a lot happening. How's the preparation going, Del?
Yeah, we're getting there. I think everything is sort of pretty much organised now. It's just a matter of putting it all into place. But come Friday afternoon, there'll be something. there always is. There'll be something, and we'll be running around. But yeah, I think everything's in place now. Should be a good week, and hopefully the weather will stay reasonable, not too hot like it is at the minute, but without any rain.
So, just to remind you, we have, in the morning, we've got Tom Stokes and Jamie Cook. They're going to be talking about some of the amazing carp that have come out of our waters over the last 10, 20 years. Tom and Jamie have actually caught the same fish, but kind of 10 years apart, haven't they?
Yeah.
We've got Adam Jones, one of the best young perch anglers around. He's got some monster perch in this area. He'll be doing a session. Del's doing a session in the marquee on an update on hatchery and the fisheries. And then in the afternoon, I'm going to chair a sort of Q&A with Phil Spinks from Angling Direct and Gary Newman, probably two of the most successful youngish anglers in this country.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got their shots. There's some amazing fish and some really great stories to tell. And then, of course, we'll have our prize giving and the raffle prize as well.
The raffle's worth doing. Anyone that's sort of struggling to get one of our platinum permits, getting that self in the raffle, because that's top prize. That's
worth £500.
Yeah,
and there'll be a lot of tackle prizes as well.
Yeah. We get everyone supports the raffle quite well, so there'll be some good stuff.
Smashing. Okay, look forward to seeing you on the July the 10th, Saturday. Look forward to seeing you on Saturday, July the 5th at the open day. Doors open at 10:30. Right, Del, fishing pictures of the month. Let's roll the gallery. quite a mixed bag, as Jim predicted. Obviously, month of
Yes.
June is still water. There's running water in there. We've got a few nice big barbel. I'll tell you what I wanted to just draw a bit of attention to. It's just how well Cottage Lane continues to fish since we've done
Yeah.
the works. I mean, look at those. Look at Steve Kane. Some lovely tench. Some of these lovely carp that have been coming out.
Yeah, anyone think I knew what I was doing?
Oh, I wouldn't go that far. I think you got lucky.
Yeah, oh, without doubt. Yeah, I mean, the fact that the tench are starting to feed in there is sort of proof that it was much needed. And who knew there was that many tench in there?
Well, I heard on the grapevine the other day, someone reported a double-figure bream from there.
Yes.
What's that about?
Yeah, well, like I say, I had to look through all the records because, to my knowledge, I couldn't think of any bream being stocked in there. But go way back in 2004, there were 300 put in there. So one can only assume it's one of those. And like I say, it just goes to show that if you improve water quality, you will catch more fish.
I mean, the people moaning about the vegetation, I mean, that vegetation is going to come back quickly.
Yes.
I mean, look how quickly Wiley's came back from being a hole in the ground. You know?
Yeah,
Not
exactly.
Wiley's, Wilmot's.
Yeah, exactly. And look, you know, I get that it's not everyone's cup of tea, but, you know, at the end of the day, they want to catch fish. And if you improve water quality, you'll catch fish. It's simple.
I think it's probably fair to say that until we did the works, it would be difficult to go tench fishing at Cottage Lane. Tench are a bycatch.
Yeah.
Now we've got people like Mark Lambert, people like Steve Kane and others, Mike Swain, going down there, deliberately targeting tench and getting a bag of tench.
Yeah.
And we didn't have that before.
No, that's it. So, you know, it's already there's the green shoots of a fantastic fishery.
Yeah, I have absolutely no doubt, Dale. Right, a couple of others I just want to throw in there. It's not the greatest picture, but Gareth Biggs, his dog, and a Longwater tench.
Yeah.
We don't often get much in the way of reports back from Longwater. It can be a good tench fishery, particularly where you've got that constrained, narrow section. You've got the reeds there. So, you know, people are interested in catching tench on the float. Longwater is a good option. And you don't have to bring a dog with you.
No, and it's easy access as well. You know, those that sort of struggle a little bit with mobility and things like that, it's a nice, easy walk. There's footpaths around there, etc. So, you know, it's a perfect place for sort of people that struggle a little bit, you know, humping gear 150 yards. So it's a good little venue.
Smashing. Right, well, that's the canter through the gallery. You have the honour of picking the June fishing picture of the month, and what have you gone for?
Yeah, well, this is a first ever. It's a first ever tench, Kimberly Wilcox. I think it was Brownlee that she called it, and it's a great photo, and you can see the delight in her face, the fact that, you know, she's actually not only caught a fish, she's caught her first tench. And I mean, there's not a finer fish to catch than your first tench, to be fair. So, Kimberly, give us a shout via Messenger. We will make sure that your prizes are in the hut, courtesy of Bait Tech and Rod Hutchison.
And it's the first ever female angler that we've given the award to.
Exactly that, yeah. Lots of ticking of boxes.
Well, we haven't just done it for that, Kimberly. This is a great moment. My first ever fish a million years ago that I put a landing net under was a tench, about half that size.
Yeah.
It's also a fabulous picture, so congratulations from me as well.
Yeah, it sums up angling, and it sums up angling on Redland District waters.
Smashing. Right, okay, so we now move on to my little bit, which is the June fish of the month. I have to say, I haven't been inundated with applications, and last month, of course, we had some big fish that ended up in Angling Times, but not in our competition. But such is life.
Yeah, well, you know, you lose out on 50 quid's worth of tackle voucher, you know, and the thing is, as I said to somebody who picked it up this week, that's a tackle voucher. You can't get earache off the missus because you're spending money on fishing gear. It's a no-brainer. Stick your stuff in and hopefully you'll win it.
Well, the winner this month is a very fine barbel, £12.7 from the Kennet, Sean Badcock. Sean, congratulations, and give me a shout, and we'll hand the trophy and the tackle voucher over to you. And all the details are on the website if people want to be submitting their entries for the month of July. Well, Jim, you predicted mixed bags for the month of June. You weren't wrong.
Certainly has been.
As the picture show. July. What have you got to tell us about July?
Well, it's going to be a hot one. So first things first, when you're out fishing, guys, these unhooking mats you're using, if you've been sat there for a couple of hours fishing and you're lucky enough to catch your fish, your mat's been sat there in the sun. So dampen your mats down before you get these fish out of the water. So this month, all I'm saying is fish care. Just take utmost care of the fish you're catching. Oxygen levels are quite low through the daytime. So yeah, be very careful with what you're doing with your fish care. Barbel
are particularly vulnerable. I think a very good piece of advice, and I don't know if you agree, Jim, with barbel is you've got your barbel, you've got it in your net. Do not lift it out of the water.
Yeah.
Leave it there for 5 minutes. In the flow.
Head up into the flow. Yeah, that's it.
Before you unhook it or anything else.
Catch a fish. Yeah, don't worry about any of that. That hook can sit in the barbel's mouth, but leave it in the net.
Yeah.
Give it that few minutes just to recover itself first, because they expend their energy when they're fighting hard. We know what barbel are like. So yeah, give them as much time as you can. Rest in the net. You'll know when they're ready. So just take your time with them.
Yeah. So in terms of targets, what do you reckon? I mean, I can't believe it's going to stay this hot all month.
Yeah. I'd say it's definitely going to be a bit of surface fishing. Cottage Lane's worth a shout for it. Couple of sort of afternoons I've had a wander down Cottage Lane. There's only been 1 or 2 guys down there. So that's a good evening time for someone to get down there, find a nice little quiet corner, get a few dog biscuits going out there, or a little bit of free line bread and stuff, and you can have a good afternoon's fishing doing that.
And of course, Jem and some of the others have been getting on the fly down there as well, haven't they?
Yeah, exactly that, yeah. And also, don't neglect some of these bigger lakes as well. As much as Cottage Lane's nice, you can walk around it in 5 minutes. Some of these bigger waters, it might take you half an hour to walk around, but fish are there to be found, and sunny days like that, they can be seen.
I see we had a few tents coming out of Moatlands now, and that's a tough old venue, and it's always slow to wake up, isn't it?
Yeah, it certainly is, yeah. Moatlands, it's never been an easy venue, but I think as the year progresses on, it gets warmer over there, then them tents do really start to come on the feed now. You can sort of catch them in the edge now. Early on in the season, I think a lot of people like to feed a fish there, and they're sort of out in the pond, but you can have a great day sort of float fishing in the edge there. And if you're fishing small baits there, you can have a great day rudd fishing there, because the rudd in the last couple of years are real nice stamp of fishing there.
I think the other thing I would add, as well as obviously the barbel and chub on the Kennet and the tension of carp on our lakes and the rudd, is as you get towards the end of July, the roach starts to turn on the Thames. Now, it's like a canal. It won't flow. So it's a pole or it's a waggler job with hemp and tares, or if you can really get them going, hemp and corn.
Yeah.
But, you know, you're talking 10 to 20 pound a roach if you can get it right and get on the fish.
Yep.
So there's some good silver fishing to be had, certainly towards the end of July.
Yeah, definitely is, yeah. And another place not to forget about is Longwater Lake. That's just opened up again. Obviously, it's got closed season on there, so now it's reopened again. As Del was saying earlier, it's a great place for easy access fishing. You can sit on a nice concrete platform and you can have a great day's fishing over there. A very mixed fishery. There's tench, bream, silvers, some nice perch in there to be caught. So there's plenty to go at this month.
Thanks very much, Jim.
Welcome. Enjoy, everyone.
Well, that's a wrap for another month. Enjoy your fishing. As you can see, there's plenty to be caught out there, but do take a lot of care in this weather. Tight lines all.